Beautiful day out here in British Columbia. So, I've been doing some things when I wasn't filming. Sometimes you just have to. Sorry about that. This is an owl I carved maybe 2 years ago. It's a flat fluffer owl. Yesterday I finished carving the face. And, well, I used some dye. I sprayed some wood dye on it. And I really don't like the color. This owl, I have no attachment to this owl. This owl had a big crack down here, and I put some cedar shakes in it and glued it up quick. Let's see, there's my filler shake. And there's still a gap there, so you can see that really I have. If I had a lot of interest in this owl, I could have filled that spot there too. You can see it up in here. So, anyways, I don't really. Look how fat and proud this owl is. Yeah, this is 100% the real fluffer owl. So I don't really like that color for wood dye. So I asked my buddy Just Carve Rob, what color should I paint it, do a dry brush? He said dark brown. Well, I got this stuff here. This is burnt umber. This is from the dollar store. So I'm going to dry brush this all the way around. So dry brushing is like not getting much paint on your brush, like putting it on there and then wiping it off, and just kind of hitting the high points. If I don't like the dry brushing, I'll just go on and paint this whole silly owl brown. So I do gotta say I gave it a pretty thick dry brush because that color really wasn't working too much for me for this owl. But this is just to show you, if you have a carving that you don't like, don't be afraid to experiment and paint, right? So you can still see the reddish color or burgundy underneath the dry brush. Just gives it some more textures. I'm going to give it another dry brush too. I still got to paint the beak, and these talons, I didn't even really carve the talons. I just cut them in like that. So I don't know if you guys can see how that dry brush works on the video. Yeah, that's one proud fluffer owl for sure it is. Anyways, I'm going to, oh yeah, yesterday, I kind of worked on my eagles for above my headboard from my dream. That'd be me, that'd be my native wife. One's going to be a Geordie carving eagle. The other one I'm going to make it kind of look native, even if I've got to paint it. But I don't know if I want to work on those today. I think I'm going to pull in another cedar log and possibly start carving owl planter. Yes. Oh, and the eagle's done too. I see here's some big talons, but I set in the abalone shell eyes. This is going to the spirit trails, but I didn't do that good of a job putting the eyes in, but there they are. Anyways, I'm going to pull this log into the thing. So sitting here having a break, I brought this piece, and it was funny because I was going to carve an owl on this before. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's an owl blocked out there. Look at that line. So what I'm going to do with this one, let's give you the wider view, is I'm going to cut it here, and it's going to go up like this. And this whole piece is going to be removed, and this will be a planter down here. Actually, boat right here. They go like this. And then you carve your owl up here somewhere. Anyways, so there you can see I'll probably cut this part a little bit lower, then I'll come up and over here, take this whole piece out and your owl will be up here. Now this piece of wood is checked pretty good, which lots of cracks here, the center of the wood. So I kind of rolled it over, so, well, I don't know. Just got lots of cracks. So I will be cutting this out with my Echo, the 501P. This doesn't have a carving bar on it. I should actually I got the proper sprocket to switch it over to a carving bar. I haven't done it yet, so. But you know, this is just a normal bar that came with the saw. It's a lot harder to curve in the wood with a normal bar, so this is going to be kind of a pain in the butt, but I'll do the best that I can do. Looking nice. Look how nice and dark this old red cedar is. Ooh, dark brown. You don't get any darker than that. So, I'm going to leave on the video where I had the kickback out of there. That's dangerous. You got to be careful when you're carving with a real bar, like a real chainsaw bar, because they have a lot more kickback than the carving bars. The carving bars, I can't say that they don't kick back, but they have a lot less kickback. So I decided to carve a flower planter up here too, because here's the scent. You want to try and, for the owl, because you already have this big crack here, I said I better try and get rid of the the heart of the wood. If you get rid of the heart of the wood, which is the center of the tree, you have less chance of these cracks opening up anymore. So that's when I cut it back, and I sloped that cut down a little bit, no big deal. So now I can see there's a crack right here. So how do I, well, the owl's got to go, let's see here. This needs to come down like this, right? So even the owl can be cut back more. I think I can do a cut here. Sorry. I can cut here. Get rid of that big crack. And get rid of this wood here. Get rid of that block. Then the owl can sit back there. It's not going to be a big owl. What do you guys think about that? Okay, I'll do that offline. And I'll have to... take more of this down too. To match, I don't know if you can see, but in the video it's sloped down this way. Anyways, this is going to be a Jordy does. Got the owl out there drying off, and throughout the video go out there and decide what I'm going to do. Maybe some lighter brown, then some white. So I always like to clean up my mess, the bigger tripping pieces, broom them off to the side, so when you're carving with a chainsaw you can't trip on anything. So this is what I kind of did so far. Now, this will be a planter up here. It's doing the planters is a lot of work. Put some tellings there. There's a lot of work carving out the, well, carving against the grain. Same with down here. So, but let's focus on this owl. We still have a pretty big crack here. That's not really a big deal. The heart's gone, so hopefully it won't crack as much anymore. We do have some little cracks right here. So when I'm carving this, those pieces are going to fly out. Let's give you the wider view. So there's just a silly little owl sitting on a planter. Now we got to kind of... This will be the head. And then the body will come down here. So we'll remove this wood here, and we'll slope this one down more this way too. How's that? Okay, so I'll get that cut offline, and I'll be back. Then we'll cut. So your wing would be here. Owls are fantasy. You can carve them any which way you want. You can bring your wing up here more. Carve your owls any way you want to carve them. So your center line would be here. Center line. So once this block's all out, this piece is gone, then you do a cut like this. And that. And you, Ryan Cook taught me, swoosh it out. Swoosh it out. Okay, so you see I blocked it out with a normal chainsaw, with a normal, just a chainsaw with a normal bar. Here's a carving bar, okay? Yes, you leave your chains loose on your carving bar because there's no sprocket in here. If you carve with your carving bar with a tight chain, you're going to blow this sprocket apart or melt the tip. So, that's why you keep the chains loose for the carving bars. This is your beginner. Anybody can chainsaw carve. You get this saw. It's still MS162. You go to the steel shop, you buy this saw, you order the carving bar, and you order the sprocket that goes inside here. Okay? That's your perfect setup for the very beginning chainsaw carver. You'll have to order, because this bar is quarter pitch chain. This is quarter pitch 50 gauge I run. You can get quarter pitch 043 gauge chain, which is thinner. This way. Thinner. I like the thicker chain. But the sprocket works for the 043 and the 050. Now you got to make sure, if you order the 05, okay, these are just, I didn't really want to get into this, but I guess I have to. This is all still comes in, the carving bars, they come in 12-inch. They only come in this style dime tip, right? That's a little thin tip, okay? You got to make sure when you order, say if you order buy the saw, order the sprocket, quarter pitch sprocket. You got to make sure when you get the bar, there's two different bars. There's quarter pitch 50 gauge or quarter pitch 043 gauge chain. The thinner chain is the 043. When you buy this bar, make sure you get the proper size chain. Say if you got the 50 gauge bar, make sure you get the 50 gauge chain. Okay? Keep the chain and the bar the same. There's your perfect setup for the beginner. Anyways, I'll get this done offline. So I got it blocked out to as much as I want to block it out and kind of shape it. I already cut some slots in there to get the planter, and I already kind of cut the shape of that one. Now this is the little Echo 2511 CS 2511P. I call it the Ryan Cook Special. It has a 8-inch Forester bar on there. Look how loose that chain is. Should be a little bit tighter than that, but look how dark that cedar is going to go with that little bit of oil on there. Anyways, this, I don't know if you can see, but look at those little hairline cracks in there. Now that crack, see this crack goes all the way up here and then down here. This whole piece could fly out, so I might have to carve this face back a lot farther. So I'm not going to film for this because this is just going to be because I'm really thinking that's going to fly out, this crack here. Boom. So I'm going to be swearing, and it's probably better if I don't swear on my videos if the kids are watching. Anyways, I'll get that done. I think it's coming together. I haven't spent that much time on this. I'm trying to give it some shape down there too. Carry on, carry on. Looks like his head's kind of leaned back a little bit. So, this is a pretty skinny, small head owl. Big chunk just flew off right here too, so, and I had to keep on carving it back. We'll see if I can save it. This is the Makita die grinder that I like to use. It's got a dull Kutzall extreme flame burr on here, so I'm gonna. I said stop using the chainsaw because you're just chipping out the cracks. So when you're having that happen, then it's time to switch over to your die grinder, and it's not so aggressive as the chainsaw chain, and you have less chance of things popping off. Yep, carry on. So I went on a power carve and just stuff like that, and the owl's done. So there's the back of it. I also hollowed out the flower planter things for succulents. So here's the back of it. Here's the side of it. Just make it look like there's something like talons there, because you're going to put dirt in here. It's going to cover those. The plants are going to cover those anyways. So here's that. That's done. Now, oh, how I hollowed out the things is I cut the things with the thing. I cut the slots with the chainsaw, then I used that gouger there. That's just the cheap $100 ones. It works good for me. So now I'm going to carve, I think, because I'm just having fun today, I'm going to carve a flower down here. Might as well. Maybe somebody will buy this. Another thing too is, like, take breaks, look around, see what's going on, you know. I put those eagles up there like that, and I kind of like them together like that. Too bad the smaller one, that's going to be the native one, Pocahontas, but that's all, it's cut straight in there because that's all rot like that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. but maybe I have a thicker slab, and maybe I can carve them like that, but in one piece. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to, also, it's time to take a break from in here. I got this is that, what, burnt umber that I used on the owl. But there's not that much. I almost used the whole thing of this dollar store paint to dry brush the owl. But I put some white in it and I did some color samples. So it's a lot lighter now than it is. So I'm going to do a lighter dry brush on the owl when it's, when I'm having a break from this. Because also I got to get that owl off the jack horse, because I need the jack thing for this. Because I hate carving down that low. It's hard on my back. Woo, woo. Yeah, it's a silly little owl, but I saved it. This might be hard to do one-handed. I don't know, whatever. This is like dry brushing right here with not much paint on your thing. Anyways, I'll get this done too. This gives it more textures. Alright, so I got the hydraulic jack. I got my big flower. It's like a dogwood thing, whatever. And yeah, it's all up there, so I'm going to carve that in and shape it, I guess. Alright, so I got the flower cut in. It's alright. Had lots of rot here. I saw it. You can still see it's still kind of wet there. Had a knot here, so it's shaped different kind of than when I wanted it, but it's still a flower. You can see these marks here. I did that with my die grinder. Another thing I want to say too, chainsaw carving is just like Dremel carving. It's just a lot faster. You cut, and you remove this chunk to get the flower to pop off, right? Cut, remove, cut, remove. So you can see I started here with my die grinder, and I stopped, and I got to use my die grinder to get inside those pedals, but I got another tool here. This is the David Grass Kickin' Ass grinder. Now this is something that I haven't used yet from Kutzall. These are the new discs, the new things that they got. So this is hard on your die grinder using this. I wish I had a cheaper die grinder here, but I'm not going to run it as fast. Alright, and let's see how it cuts. But yeah, it's a lot of what's it called, torque, or a lot of resist. I don't know what the word would be, but for your die grinder, it's anyways. So the tool does the job, but what do I think of this tool? Well, I can be completely honest, I'm a Kutzall affiliate. This handle is so hot I can't even, it's hot. So this causes whatever the word is, friction on your motor, and you know, maybe this might be good for using it a few minutes at a time to hollow out bowls or something. But for bigger carvings, I think it's just, I think it's going to ruin your die grinders, to be honest. Might be able to use it on your Fordham if you run it slower. But that's just my honest opinion, and I'm always honest. It's it got too hot to hold, so I have to put it down, let it cool down before I can finish this off. Anyways. All right, so I think the carving's pretty well done at this point. Maybe do some touch-ups. I don't have much propane left in my torch. Yeah, it's kind of messy around the flower. That's okay. A little bit of fuzzy here. Now I'm thinking that I want to put Spar urethane on this piece to make it go really dark. I don't have... Oh, I do have water in here. Let's do a little water test. Oh, look at that nice color. The Spar urethane will make it even go darker. Give it a few minutes to blend in. So there's an owl planter. I don't know what else to say. I gotta drill some holes. I'm gonna drill the holes straight down, so when you water this one, the water can drip down onto those ones too. And this one, I'll drill the hole around back. That's pretty fun carve for the day. I haven't done one of these. Oops. Dropped my mic. Oh, I dropped my mic. Haven't done one of those in a while. Let's get the mic hooked back up here. I left some of the gray color on the back of the piece too. You know, I thought about burning it all up here and stuff and then sanding it, but I'm like, nah, it's good enough, man. Let the color, beautiful color of the wood show. Yeah, this definitely needs to be put some Spar urethane on here. See that I left that gray down there just because I can, and I did. Old Western red cedar from Vancouver Island. Now, too bad I put that water on there, because I could have put the Spar, actually it's Spar varnish I got from Canadian Tire. I could have put that on, but that might dry up. And do it after. Oh yeah, drill the holes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, drill the holes. I'm getting pretty tired here. Anyways. So one of the most important parts of your carving or art is to sign your pieces, even for the very beginners. And I put some little white things around the owl's thing too, whatever it is. This is Flex Seal. It's a full can black. So I use this for inside, for the plants. I got my holes drilled there if I didn't say that already. So the plants, this Western red cedar is bug resistant and stuff, but still it's better to give it a coat of this. It seems like the plants, the succulents, always do a lot better when you, with the coat of the this stuff on here. And I'll do down here too. Alright, so that's that. Let's go outside and look at this owl. Now, I think it needs more weight on it, so I'm going to start off with the white around the eyes too. I might even, I'm not too sure. Let's just try around the eyes first. Silly fellow. I just put a bit of paint in the cap because I'm doing this one-handed, and you guys see that, how I wiped it on my pants? Oh boy. They're my work pants anyways. Yeah, I think it works. Now I can't get too carried away. because I get carried away. I get carried away, let me tell you. Yeah, I know. Yay or nay? Yeah, I kind of like it. So I did some more burning on the owl flower planter thing, but I ran out of propane. So I'm just outside here wheeling in Stormy. Stormy the owl. Yeah, this is Stormy. What do you guys think of Stormy the owl? You can't even tell there was cedar wedges put in there, like cedar shakes. I like Stormy. I might keep them. So tomorrow, I'm gonna. This wood's still a little bit damp from carving it, and I'm gonna put the Spar urethane on it. This white paint's probably a little bit. It's best to wait till tomorrow. I'm tired. Even though I didn't do that much today. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to keep Stormy. He looked good in my yard. He's pissed off. So should I come back tomorrow and put the put the Spar on it tomorrow, and then maybe we'll finish this video. I got to blast off a couple wood spirits tomorrow, so let's finish this video tomorrow. So it's out for Sunday. What is that, birthday cake, McFlurry? Hello?
Hi there, you clicking points to McDonald's after?
No.
What can I get for you?
A Big Mac combo with the large fries and a chocolate milkshake.
For sure, what chocolate shake are you wanting?
Large.
A large chocolate shake as well. So Big Mac with a large chocolate shake and a large fry.
Yeah, and 5 packs of ketchup, please.
Sorry?
5 packs of ketchup.
And some ketchup in there too, got it.
Yeah, five ketchup.
Yeah, you can pop to the next one. Have a great day.
Okay. To see if I can make it home without eating all the fries. Wait a minute. What is that up there? What is that? It's a friggin' spirit owl. How'd that get up there? Who's carving spirit owls and putting them in my yard? Stop meowing. Get out of here. I'm eating. It's now the next day, next morning. Jesus glare. Jesus glare. I got these outside to put the Spar varnish on it. I'm going to show you guys the type that I got right now. This is the cheaper one. I got this at Canadian Tire. Armor Coat Spar varnish. Tough plastic resin. Ideal for spars, hulls, transoms. So that's, they're talking about boats. Garage doors, front doors, and other outdoor wood projects. So this is like $80 a can compared to the others, the Hellsman's now. And the Hellsman is like, I think it's like $160 a can now here in Canada. This stuff is a lot thinner, but I don't mind it actually. And I put it on some carvings at my house, at my place there, and it seems to be it's only been a few weeks, but it seems to be holding out pretty good. Usually you can tell right away how good the stuff is and whatnot, but let's get this outside and put it on there. This outside because, well, I want to go in the tent and carve, but look to see how dark this goes. You're not really going to see it, but yeah. Another thing about this, you can see how dark it is right there. Dark red. That's the old cedar for sure. Another thing about this stuff, it doesn't really bubble in the sunlight. So I'll get both these finished. I think I'm going to carve a wood spirit inside the tent after. Alright, so I got out both the pieces out there done. They're both drying. I got this piece of yellow cedar set up. It's not the most favorite of mine to carve, but I've got some rot in the sapwood here I got to cut off. This is how I mount it. This has got my jaw horse here. Jaw horse, board, then a board, then screw it in there, and then it's good to go with solid. It's better when you're carving and your piece is solid. And always set yourself up to be comfortable when you're carving. I think anyways, it makes it a lot easier. Anyways, I'll clean all this up and carve a quick wood spirit in here. I got all the outside of this cleaned up. Now, I just want to say something to all the very beginning wood carvers. As long as you know your piece of wood is dry, bone dry, don't worry about the cracks, man. Sometimes the cracks, when I first started wood carving, like like my first week doing it, first couple of weeks, actually chainsaw carving, if a piece of wood had a crack, I wouldn't even carve it. No, I'd look for something that doesn't have a crack in it. But if you look at these cracks, where I'm not carving the wood spirit, the cracks are going to give it character, and they're going to let people know it's a real piece of wood. So, as long as your piece of wood's dry, and I don't know, don't worry about the cracks. They give it character. And make sure that you have the center of the wood out, like I showed you on the odd owl. So there's no center here. The center would have been way over here on this old yellow cedar. This yellow cedar is actually really nice wood to carve, and it's bug resistant and rot resistant too. But it's just really pungent smelling. So, anyways, one other thing about carving yellow cedar, when you get into the hardwood, I'm telling you right now, you can sand yellow cedar so it friggin' looks like ivory. This is just going to be a simple wood spirit though, no crazy details, carved out eyes, and just leave it nice and simple. Okay, so one coat of that Spar stuff is, well, it did pretty good. Pretty dry right now already, and it's still shiny. Here's this one, just simple spirit. Now I'm going to, I got this is a piece of old cedar I found on the beach as part of that big branch. I like it because it still has the bark on it. What I'm going to do is make it so like there's a half a wood spirit's face in there, hiding in the tree. Yeah. Well, I got to stop carving myself carvings because, well, I need to carve some carvings and make some money. Sign your pieces. All right, so oh yeah, there it is. I love that kind of shit right there. Yep. Anyways, I put that I can't even get in there. I put that Spar on this yellow cedar one too. Look at the beautiful color of that wood. Anyways, I gave my friend Frank a carving that kind of looked like this. He told me his brother really liked it, so I tried to remember what the one his brother looked like. I tried to remember the one that I already carved and what it looked like, so I tried to replicate it. But anyways, Frank, if you see this, maybe your brother might like this one. Okay, so it's getting later in the day. I think it's 3:30. I got one more wood spirit to carve. This is a piece of driftwood. Old western red cedar driftwood. Hope there's not too much sand in it. Driftwood, when you get it off the beach, that's when you get sand and cracks, but this piece seems pretty solid. This is going to be dark brown too. Maybe I should carve, I'm going to carve another face like I just did, I think. They're not big sellers, like the spooky half face, but they're my favorite to do almost. Drink your Gatorade, everybody. You need your electrolytes. So look how dark that went. Can't even see what it is right now. It's so dark. As soon as I started carving this piece, I was like, danger, danger, huge crack. This all just chipped out right here. So if this piece chips out, it's going to chip out down here too. So luckily it was saved. Big crack down here. It goes all the way down the cheek here, down the mustache. This whole piece could pop right out. So that's why I finished that Spar stuff on it right away. Now I'm going to wrap up my tools. This took me like, I don't know, 10 minutes if that. I'm going to wrap up my tools and then we'll end this video. And we'll see that this thing probably won't be so shiny by the time I'm done wrapping up my tools, because it's super soft old cedar and it just sucks the stuff in, the spar in. Man, is this ever a darkest red cedar I've ever seen. Oops. Just that crack just opened up some more. But so that's going to be the end of this video. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. Maybe I'll move it over. But we're over here. Yeah, I got to go to work for the next 3 days, so that's a bummer. But it's been a fun weekend. Hope everybody's doing good. And for the very beginner Dremel carvers or chainsaw carvers, don't worry about carving real eyes and crazy details when you first start. I've been doing it for like 8 years now, and I'm still carving wood spirits without the eyes. I just heard the wood crack. Without the real eyes. I could carve real eyes, but sometimes they're just as mystical without the real eyes. And this, I put a post on Facebook. This owl's already sold. I'm taking this one home once it this stuff dries pretty quick. I like it because that Spar stuff, it doesn't bubble in the sun. And I don't know, it's cheaper. Seems to work pretty good, but time will tell. Time will tell. Hope everybody's doing good. Getting out there, enjoying your life, avoiding all the drama bullshit, and just I think this should be a good video. Thanks for tuning in, and be well. Don't shit your pants. Here's that last one that I did. Now you can see that crack, how it opened up more when I dropped it. But it just gives it character. Stormy rules! This one's already sold.